can we just do it again without the negative saying that you don't like the tour? Just 'cause
I don't like it though.
I know, but
I go through
what
hell.
Is it setting up though? I don't know.
I go through hell touring. Okay, then I'll make it positive then.
Yeah, it's just
well, you know the truth.
Yeah.
Okay.
And action, Michael.
I love to tour. You guys messed it up. Look. The police pulled him out. What was he doing? He was doing a Jackson dance. He was doing all night. Every time he starts, the police pull him out. Every time. He could never get on a roll. He does the leg kick, the spin, he grabs his crowd. After that, they take him out.
Michael Jackson wasn't just a celebrity. He was the celebrity. The kind of name everybody knew no matter where you went on the planet. Even now, his name still rings out everywhere like it never faded.
So did he go home?
Is that it?
I just ran off, didn't I?
People saw him as quiet and kind of shy, but don't get it twisted. He had this playful, goofy humor that would catch people off guard. Check out this next clip because he straight up messes with the entire Japanese media. And you can see that mischievous side come out loud and clear. And it didn't stop there, not even close.
Attractions in Japan is violent.
著名かつ人格的にも素晴らしい、しかもタレントに満ちた、才能に満ちた著名な建築家。本日ここに参り。
The media wasn't the only target. Michael loved to stir things up in his own circle, too. Watch this next moment where he gets under the skin of his then wife, Lisa Marie Presley. And yeah, it gets real awkward fast.
Are you going to sing together?
No. I would love to sing with you. Would you like to sing with me?
You don't sing?
I don't sing. I did sing, but that's not why I married Michael. I don't need that. That's ridiculous. If I wanted it, I mean, I'm not going to marry someone for a recording career, just to clear that up as well.
What? Stop.
So, if you thought Michael Jackson was too shy to step out bold, nah, that idea is way off. And there were moments when Michael could flip the switch and come off just as intense as anybody else. No soft image, just pure presence that made people freeze up.
Yeah.
That wasn't loud enough.
Yeah.
But here's the twist. Even someone at his level wasn't untouchable forever. Watch this next clip where an impersonator steps in and actually gets Michael laughing completely out of control, like he couldn't even hold it together.
Ready? All right, go, Captain. My name is Michael Jackson.
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 Okay, go. Hi, my name is Michael Jackson.
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 My name is Michael Jackson. Will the real Michael Jackson please stand forward?
Being that famous meant dealing with all kinds of fans. And not all of them were normal. Some came with some seriously strange energy. Check out this next clip where he says something so calm, so casual, it low-key hints at the kind of unusual stuff people had handed him before.
What? Yes? What'd you say?
I love you.
Oh, look, she's got something for you.
Some toilet paper.
And if you grew up in the early 2000s, you might not fully get how massive he really was. This wasn't just fame, this was something else entirely. Here's a moment to prove it. During a show in Bucharest, Michael literally just stood still for 2 whole minutes, didn't even move, and people in the crowd were already passing out just from being in his presence. That's how powerful his aura was. Now, if that's not what people today call aura, then honestly, what is? This wasn't just regular fame. This was the kind of presence that hit different and had people acting out of character without even realizing it. And it wasn't only fans feeling it either. Well, even someone as tough and fearless as prime Mike Tyson couldn't keep it together standing next to the king of pop himself. But here's where things flip completely. While Mike Tyson looked shook in that moment,
because no one can picture having a conversation with Michael Jackson.
First time I met him, when he had the first time, probably '89. First time I met him, it's in Cleveland. He has a concert. I'm with Donkey. Let's go see him in the concert. We go to the concert. Last song is over with. His drummer, he has the drummer. The drummer gives me the
drum set.
And we're by the door. Mike at the door. He's waiting for a car, and there's really nobody there but just me and him. And he's just waiting for the car, and just looking, and people are coming over from the band, from backstage talk. And then I try to get closer because I want to say something. And then he turned around and said, "Where do I know you from?" I'm at the height of my career. Bad.
That is impossible.
Like that.
Oh my God.
"Do I know you from somewhere?" I said, "No, sir, no. I just came to the show. I really admire yours." So, okay. And you turned around and got in the car. I said, "Oh, I got to try that on somebody." I said, "I got to try that one." I said, "Oh."
it was a whole different vibe when Chris Tucker came around. Chris Tucker and Michael Jackson were real close, like genuine friends. So the energy between them felt way more relaxed and natural. And honestly, some people even say Chris got a little too comfortable at times.
In public anywhere with Michael Jackson? Because what's that like? You know what? We go to the movies sometimes. We go to the movies. Both of us like going to the movies. So we go to the movies, but it's hard because Michael got to sneak in the movie right before it starts. Now I'm sitting there, where's Michael? And then I turn around, he's like, "Hey, Chris." I'm like, "Oh, man." "How long you been here?"
About 5 minutes.
And then, we sneak in, all this stuff. He sneaks in at the last minute. He does all this stuff. Security bring us popcorn and stuff. I'm like, he's trying to hide,
Right. Here you go, Mr. Jackson.
Yeah. And then all of a sudden, we watching the movie. He's the loudest person in there.
Really?
Yeah, he's watching the movie like, hee.
Don't just take that at face value. Watch this next clip and see for yourself.
And Michael was just so nice, man. You'd be around him and you just get happy, man. He would give you anything if you liked something. Like I was just complimenting a flat screen TV he had, and he gave it to me. I was like, "Michael, I didn't want the TV." But then the black came out of me. I started liking everything after that. I said, "Mike, I like that Rolls Royce. That's a bad Rolls Royce. Not the old one, the new Rolls Royce, right there." He was like, "You like it, Chris?" I said, "Yeah, I like it." He said, "Well, you better go buy one, because I ain't giving you my Rolls. I gave you a TV, damn."
Steve Harvey wasn't really known as one of Michael Jackson's close friends like Chris Tucker. But knowing how Michael was, almost anyone who crossed paths with him walked away with some wild story.
One day, Ramon called me and said, "Steve, Michael want to talk to you." I said, "What's up, Mike?" He said, "Man, I need to go to church. I just want to go to church." And I said, he said, "Well, can you take me to church?" I said, "Yeah, man." And so I said, "Mike, I'm gonna come pick you up and we can go to church." I said, "Mike, did you tell anybody you was going to church?" "Oh, no, I wanted it to be a secret." I said, "Okay, cool." So we get down, people all on the side, where, "Michael," I'm going, "What the hell?" I said, "Mike, I thought I told you, ain't tell nobody." I never opened my mouth. So Mike's sitting over there and this rolled the window down. He over there by himself. He rolled the window down. People was reaching in there, tearing his clothes off. They're pulling me. I said, "Roll your window up." Shut up all that whining. Mike, and roll your window up. You're gonna crush their hand. Man, their hand.
And this next clip, yeah, it's one of those moments that really stands out. The story Steve Harvey shared, that was just the surface level, not even close to the full picture. Because when you're as famous as Michael Jackson, life comes with a whole different set of problems, the kind most people can't even picture dealing with on a normal day. For Michael, even basic stuff wasn't simple at all. Something as regular as going to a supermarket, that wasn't just a quick trip for him. It turned into a full situation every single time. Nothing about it felt normal, nothing about it was easy.
It's my dream to go in a supermarket and just shop and be like everybody else and put things in a basket, because I can't do it. Because when I try to do it, people crowd around you, they want autographs and they want you to sign things and take pictures. So a good friend of mine who owns this mall, he had them close the whole shopping mall, and he had people in there that I knew pretending as if they were shopping, so it felt like, it was a real environment. had my cousins dressed like they were bag boys, and I went shopping. It was great.
For most people, running into a store is quick and easy. You grab what you need and you're out. No stress, no attention. But for Michael, it was a whole different story. Stepping outside like that could turn into chaos in seconds. Crowds would start forming out of nowhere. People rushing in just to catch a glimpse. Cameras flashing nonstop, it got overwhelming fast.
That's why I love disguises so much. I could sit on a bench at Disneyland and see what people really do and talk about. But when they see it's Michael Jackson, they change. I don't see the real thing.
There were even times where things had to be completely staged just so he could experience something as basic as shopping without it turning into a scene. Think about that for a second. Something so normal had to be planned out like a full event just to keep things under control. You know, that kind of life sounds unreal, but for Michael Jackson, that was just part of the everyday reality he had to deal with. And it wasn't just supermarkets, not even close. Michael was known for stepping out in full disguises, hitting places like Disneyland, blending in just to see how regular people really acted when nobody knew who he was. He would casually talk to strangers, watch how they moved, how they spoke, just trying to experience a normal moment for once.
First, I'd like to thank, could you lift that up, please? I can't wait. Eddie, I need you to help. It ain't working. Okay.
Go like, bend down.
First, I'd like to thank,
He said, Eddie, pull it up like I was working for him or something. And I started to do it too. I was like, yes, Mike. Wait, what am I doing?
So if you were out in public back in the 90s or early 2000s, there's actually a real chance you had a whole conversation with Michael Jackson and didn't even realize who you were talking to. But there's one person who for sure knew exactly who he was dealing with, and that's Eddie Murphy. And even someone as big and confident as Eddie, yeah, he could still get a little thrown off when the king of pop was right there in the same space. And when you really think about it, that reaction wasn't rare at all. Being around Michael had people switching up without even noticing. Like the energy in the room would instantly shift. Even celebrities who were used to attention, used to being the center of everything, suddenly didn't know how to act. Conversations got awkward, jokes didn't land the same, and you could see people second-guessing every move they made.
Michael Jackson would be there. He watched Cocoon there?
He was behind the door at first because there was too many people. There's too many people in the room. He was hiding behind the door. I said, Eddie, come. And I went behind the door, and then we were standing behind the door, and I was like, what the yo? There's so many people in there. Michael had like a real zoo at his house, and with a big zoo with giraffes, and I mean, he had a facility, a thing that was so big that giraffes was walking around and like, ugh. And Bubbles had gotten too old. Bubble was in the cage, like tripping, like, ah! And Michael's like, don't go near the cage.
That's the kind of effect Michael Jackson had. It wasn't just about fame. It was something deeper that people couldn't quite explain. You could be the biggest star in the world, but standing next to him, it felt like you were just another person trying to keep it together under that spotlight. And believe it or not, Eddie Murphy actually caught some backlash after that moment in the last clip. People were saying he came off too prideful, even claiming he was low-key undermining Michael Jackson. And yeah, the reactions got loud real quick. So a few months later, Eddie made sure he moved differently. No repeat moments, no awkward energy. He wasn't about to get caught slipping like that again. No matter how you see that whole situation, here's what really matters. Eddie Murphy and Michael Jackson were genuinely close friends behind the scenes. This wasn't just industry talk, they had a real connection. And just like Chris Tucker, Eddie had plenty of his own wild stories from being around Michael. Moments that really show what it was like being in his world. If you enjoyed this, make sure you like, subscribe, share, and drop a comment. And I will catch you in the next one.